Moses said, I'm slow of speech, surely someone else should lead. David was the youngest son, forgotten out among the sheep. Peter spoke before he thought and sank beneath the waves. Paul once walked the darkest road, yet mercy called his name. Broken people, weak and flawed, still held in the hands of God. But God writes redemption in the dust. But God still chooses those the world forgets. Not by power, not by strength, not because we're worthy of it, just a heart that says I trust. But God, Gideon hid in fear and doubt, too afraid to even stand. Jeremiah thought he was too young to speak what God had planned. Rahab lived with shame upon the story of her life. But grace can take what once was lost and make the dead arise. Every failure, every scar cannot stop the heart of God. But God writes redemption in the dust. But God still chooses those the world forgets. Not by power, not by strength, not because we're worthy of it, just a heart that says I trust. But God, if you think you're falling too far, if your past still bears its scars, if your faith feels weak tonight, He still sees you through His eyes. Mercy reaches, grace still does what only heaven's love can do. But God still opens blinded eyes. But God still breathes His life inside us. Not the strongest, not the wise, not the ones the world would honor, just the ones who finally say, Lord, my life is yours. But God